let's pull up today's question. That's a very good question. Not so long ago, in one of my extended family WhatsApp groups, I got a message about a situation in which there was a young woman who, Chaz v'Shalom, was suffering from a terrible heart condition. And they went to the doctors didn't know what to do, and they decided to schedule testing for another day. And according to this very authoritative WhatsApp message, in the meantime, this lady went to get the mezuzot in her house checked. And they brought it to the sofer, and the sofer, the scribe, was looking in the mezuzah, and he sees in the word levavecha, your heart, there was a hole. He said, oh, let's fix the mezuzah. They put in a new mezuzah. The next day, she went to the doctor, and voila, a miracle happens. The doctor said nothing was wrong with her heart in the first place. Now, do I believe in miracles? Absolutely. I'm part of a nation that has survived only because of miracles. But do I believe in the story? Absolutely not. Oh, but it could have been? Yeah, but that's not the way my God works. That's not the way my HaKadosh Baruch Hu works. See, very often when people are put in challenging situations, Chaz v'Shalom, an illness, a struggle, a marital problem, they look to find reason in the chaos. Why is this happening to me? What is going on with me? Why would HaKadosh Baruch Hu do this to me? And it's very, very comforting for some people to say, look, now I know why there was a heart problem. Because the word heart in my mezuzah had a blemish, and that's what affected me. Now all I have to do is to fix that word, and Baruch Hashem, I'll be healed. There are very many laws that are passed in governments around the world that are meant to solve one problem. But in solving one problem, they create an even bigger problem. You see, here we've solved the issue, perhaps, of why something happened to a person. But then you've created an even bigger issue. You created a very ugly God. A very ugly Hashem. You're telling me that because you went to buy a mezuzah, you wanted to fulfill a mitzvah, and you went and paid money to get a very kosher mezuzah, and you come home and you put it in your case, and because the sofer, the scribe, made a mistake, now this God is so puny, so tiny, so exacting, that he's going to cause you suffering because of someone else's mistake? Haytachen? Could you imagine such a thing? So where you've solved a problem, so to speak, you've created a terrible theological one. And I have no choice but to tell you, there's no way in the world that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that our God works like that. That's not the way He is. Hashem is the God that does unreasonable acts of kindness towards us, even when we don't deserve them. Says David HaMelech, Ma ashiv l'Adonai, kol tagmulo hi alai. What could I possibly repay Hashem? How could I give Him back for all the kindness He does to me when I don't deserve it? But these people are creating a Hashem where one little hole in the mezuzah can cause a blemish to another person. It's unbelievable. In fact, not only is it unbelievable, but I challenge others to bring me a source. A Mikol Kadum, an ancient Jewish source, a classic Jewish source. Don't pull out from anybody in this century. That's not a classic Jewish source. Though they may be great people, but not classic Jewish leaders. Find me a Mishnah, the Talmud, that tells me that HaKadosh Baruch Hu punishes people because of mistakes inside of their mezuzot. Good luck finding them, because you won't. You won't. That's not the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu works. In fact, the Rambam writes that somebody who believes that the mezuzah is a protection for his home, the mezuzah is his spiritual defense. And by the way, just put it into your Google and find out thousands and thousands of rabbis and teachers and other websites and their foolishness who perpetuate this belief. Says the Rambam, if you believe the mezuzah is there for some spiritual protection, then you don't even fulfill the mitzvah of having a mezuzah in your house in the first place. You see, there's an argument among our rabbis whether you do a mitzvah without any intention if you receive a reward for that. But everyone agrees that if you do a mitzvah with a wrong intention, that you don't receive any reward for it. The mitzvah is on the doorpost because HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to put it there. Now when we walk in and out of that house, and we kiss that mezuzah, we look at the mezuzah, it reminds us, as the Rambam, of Yichud Hashem, of the oneness of Hashem, of our love towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Rambam continues that there's a group of tipshim, of stupid people, of idiots. I don't know a word to tell you. Tipshim. that besichlutam, in their utter foolishness, they believe this mezuzah is some form of protection. Today it's almost impossible to find a mezuzah without some Kabbalistic protective names all over it. This is the Rambam, they turn a mitzvah, a oneness of Hashem in the world, to some protective amulet that you wear around your neck, some hocus pocus that gives you benefit in this world. Can you imagine butchering a mitzvah any more than that? Oh, you might ask, like Maran Rabbi Yosef Kara asks in the book Kesef Mishnah, when he says, but don't you remember the famous story? There was a man named Onkelos the convert. Onkelos was the nephew of the Roman Caesar, and he had converted to Judaism out of his love for studying Torah and became one of the greatest rabbis that we've ever had. And Onkelos is summoned to the Caesar and he doesn't come, so the Caesar sends soldiers once, and he sits with them, he studies Torah, and they all end up staying and converting to Judaism. And the second time they come and they stay and they convert to Judaism. The third time the Caesar says, don't you dare speak with Onkelos. And they come inside the house, they pick him up, and on the way out he reaches for the mezuzah, he kisses the mezuzah, and he says, hey, what was that? He says, oh, let me tell you something. You see, when my uncle sends you to war, where does he stand, in the front or the back? I said, the back, of course the back. He says, why? Well, because his life is more important than ours. So we're there to protect him. We'll die first, not him, he's the Caesar. He said, you see, my God stands in the doorway. While I'm sleeping at night, when I'm eating with my family, when I'm playing with my kids, my God stands in the doorway and protects me. He doesn't wait inside for me to protect him. It's the other way around. And these soldiers all stay with him as well. Says Rabbi Yosef Karo, so is the mezuzah protection or is it not? Rabbi Yosef Karo concludes, you don't learn halachot from a story that Onkelos tells Roman guards. He's there to tell whatever he needs to tell to stop them. But what you do know is that any mitzvah that you do creates a relationship with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when we have a healthy relationship with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we are close to the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Karov Adonai lechol kore'av, Hashem is close to all those who call Him. Lechol asher yikra'uhu be'emet, to all who truly reach out to Him. If we do mitzvot, of course Hashem looks out for us. Of course Hashem cares for us. But that's not the reason why we do mitzvot. We don't put a mezuzah on our door because it's some hocus pocus amulet that's going to be standing there protecting us. Our relationship with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to be lechol asher yikra'uhu be'emet, truth, to all who are genuinely in a relationship with Him. Buying a mezuzah and hanging on your door and saying, Hashem, help me, I'll do whatever I want, but you save me, protect me. There's no greater disgrace to a mitzvah than that. And yes, I know, there are rabbis of this generation that are greater than myself, that are holier than myself, that led many more thousands of Jews than myself. And they believe that the mezuzah was some form of protection. But my friends, I'm not here to tell you that I'm greater than them, or that I'm holier than them, but simply that our tradition, which they are obligated to listen to as well, doesn't agree with them, and does not back them up. And I'm asking you, rid Am Yisrael once and for all from these pagan concepts that have crept in, from these concepts that take us away, that distract us from serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu purely, truthfully, and get us instead to serve mezuzot, to serve all kinds of amulets and trinkets and good luck charms. Hashem's mitzvot are not good luck charms. Hashem's mitzvot are the greatest things in the world. Etz chaim hi lemachazikim ba. The Torah becomes a tree of life to all those who hold on to her, to all those who cling to her. And let us, instead of clinging to trinkets and to amulets, let us love Hashem. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. Love Hashem your God. B'chol levavecha, with all your heart. U'v'chol nafshecha, with all your soul. U'v'chol ma'odecha, with everything that you have. And then you'll find out that those who love Hashem, those who are close to Hashem, are always taken care of by Hashem. B'tzel k'nafav, we rest in the wings of Hashem's presence. B'ezrat Hashem, let's do mitzvot for the right reasons. Let's do mitzvot because HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded us to do them. Let's do mitzvot because we believe in one pure form of belief in Hashem. Let's get rid of all the things that distract us along the way, regardless of who said them, regardless of how we said them. And instead of having a little God that is so tiny, and is so punishing, and is so terrible, and is so exacting, let's discover that glorious Hashem. Kvodo malei olam, the Hashem whose honor fills the whole world. Be'ezrat Hashem will live to see that day, that the whole world, the whole world will become full of the knowledge of Hashem, starting with your mezuzah, starting with that which you put on your doorpost to tell the whole world, I'm a child of Hashem, and that is my symbol, that I observe Him, that I worship Him, that I serve Him, and that I am his child. Would you have a beautiful day. Shalom Aleichem. If you are watching these videos, I would love to hear from you. Please send me an email at rabbi@shiviti.org and tell me who you are, where you're listening from. I would love to develop a personal relationship between you and our beautiful Kehillat, Kehillat HaShamayim, and the entire Shiviti family. Have a beautiful day.